The bolt assembly of the CS1 is accessed by lifting up the back cap and sliding it out of the back of the body. Bolt assembly is made up of several key components. You have the back cap, which latches up and down to lock the bolt assembly into the marker. A valve chamber at the back, you have a can at the front, you have a bolt at the front, and inside you have a prop shaft assembly. Always start by wiping off any excess grease or debris from around the outside. Unscrew the can from the valve chamber. Again, wipe off any excess grease. Once you have the can assembly, the bolt can be slid out by pushing from the front, sliding out to the back of the can. Again, wipe off any excess grease. Do the same for the can. Pay attention to the inner number 17 O-ring inside here. This needs to be lubricated again in a second. Check also inside that the inside of the can is clean. There's no debris, paint, or fluff inside there. Take your Eclipse grease, take a very small amount, about the size of a pea on the end of your finger, and apply that a little bit at a time to the number 17 O-ring. Once the number 17 O-ring is lubricated, take the remainder that's left on your finger, place it onto the inside of the can and spread it around the inside of the can. Take roughly the same amount, about the size of a pea, and wipe that around the rear number 14 by 2 O-ring. This O-ring here is a 14 by 2. This O-ring here, the second one from the back, is a 1590, and the one at the front is a 1370. Apply some of the grease to the number 14 by 2 and about half of the remainder to the front section of the bolt. There's no need to grease anything at the back here or externally. You can use what's remaining here internally in the rear section of the bolt. Once all that's been lubricated, you can attach those two pieces together, and again wipe any excess just off the front. Any excess that's built up on the front here will just go into the breech and onto the paint, so it doesn't need to be anything on there. Place that to one side. For basic maintenance, all you're going to need to do, the prop shaft here, is again a very small amount, about half a pea size, and apply that to the 14 by 2 here on the front of the prop shaft. Smear that around, and you're just looking for a small amount, just so that the grease is visible around the O-ring. Doesn't need to be excess around the tip of the prop shaft here or behind it. Any excess that you have left here can just be wiped away. With that done, just attach your can to the valve chamber, making sure it's screwed up nice and tight and there's no gap here between the can and the valve chamber piece. Check everything's running smoothly. I apply a bit of force to the end of the bolt and make sure it springs back and forth. Take a very small amount of grease now and just coat the two number 20s at the front of the can. This is just to help the unit slide into the body. This part doesn't move during firing. This is just purely to help reinstall it into the body. And the same on the rear O-ring there. And take your marker, clean the breech with a fluffy stick or a microfiber, and reattach your bolt system.